To open Illustrator, the first thing we need to do is find Illustrator in your programs list. If it's not appearing when you first open up your programs list, go into the search bar and type in Adobe and then Illustrator. Okay, so CS 5.1 is the program that we're going to open. Click on the program and wait for it to open. It may take some time to load all of the tools that are going to be needed. Once the program opens, we're going to open a new document and set up the page that's going to suit the laser cutter. So File, New, and what we're going to get is a window that's going to allow us to set the size and the color mode. So the first thing we need to do is we need to set up a width of 600 mil, and we need to set up a height of 300. So this is the size of the bed in the laser cutter. Now we need to make sure that the color mode is set to RGB. Now if this little window isn't available, it may be that it's hidden. Okay, so click on the drop down, change it to RGB, 300 dpi is fine, and then we're going to click OK. Alright, this brings us up with our page. I'm just going to move those things out of the way for the moment. And I'm going to introduce a couple of tools that we're going to be using. So the first tool is the selection tool that I'm hovering over at the moment. Okay, this is a selection tool that allows us to select a broader area of our board. The tool next to it is the direct selection tool. We're going to be using this one throughout our program as well. And the next one that we're going to use is the pen tool. So this tool here. All right, to begin with, what I'm going to get us to do is to try and draw a circle using the pen tool. So we're going to click on the pen tool, and then we're going to come over to our drawing page. If we do a left click, we get an anchor point. And then if I move across the page and do another left click, I get another anchor point. Now this gives us a straight line. If we want to create curved lines, we need to left click but hold the button down and pull or drag. Okay, and what that does is it creates handles for us to manipulate. So what I'm going to do is keep pulling and dragging. Okay, a couple of times, back up to the beginning, and it joins it back up to that straight line I started with. Now I'm going to go to the direct selection tool, and if I hold down my space bar, I get that little hand, and it allows me to drag the page around so I can see it a bit better. So with that direct selection tool selected now, I can click on the little dots and it brings the handles, and then I can grab these little handles and pull them around to change the curve that I'm creating, or I can grab the dot and pull that out. So if I now try and play with these to get a bit of a circle, I've still got that straight line, but I can move those two dots closer together so that it's not as big a part of the circle. Move that one over there. Okay, and what you can see there is that I've created a bit of a circle. Okay, right, now if I go to the selection tool and click on it, it creates a box around it, which I can grab and make bigger or smaller, okay, and that's probably going to be where I leave the lesson for the moment.